What's up, everybody? This is Ben with another crypto update and talking about HBAR here again and a couple other coins. Man, I've had a crazy week. I'm actually a business owner. I own another business, and I do crypto as more of an investment and a hobby as well. But I've been involved with it for a long time, and it was just a crazy week. I didn't. It's kind of a good thing because the past 4 days, I haven't really had much time at all to look at the charts and to watch them. I knew there was some craziness going on, but it kind of let me allow to step back and not get sucked into the panic and the hype of everything. I tried to kind of update as I could, every once in a while. But obviously, we've had a crazy few days. I'm sure there's some uncertainty with a lot of people. This is part of the process for crypto. On this last bull run, back in 2017 and before, we saw 50% drops on multiple occasions. I mean, and it hasn't happened on this run often at all. So especially if you're new to this, I could see this as being unsettling to you. It's unsettling to everybody to watch your portfolio, drop down. But you know, a word of advice for me is to just have a plan, your own plan. Try not to get so sucked into a certain Twitter account or try to copy trade, exactly what someone else is doing. Um, Mostly because you have no idea if those people are actually doing what they say they're doing. Somebody might have a ton of followers, but they really might not have that much money invested. There's just so much speculation when it comes to that. Find crypto, analysis people that you like and use that as a tool, in the process for making your own decisions. Um, don't just do what someone else says to do, or someone else tweets something and you just immediately go and buy or sell. That's the worst thing you could do. So that's why I try to just give you guys levels to look at and numbers so that you can, make your own decision on stuff like this, because, there is a lot of risk here, regardless of how much money you have involved or not. It obviously means something to you. So take some time and create a plan, as to what you're going to do when certain events like this happen. So to say all that, there's a couple levels on HBAR that I'm still very impressed with. This long-term support line that we've seen from way back into January, with all these touches on the daily, continuing to hold and continuing to hold, which is a great sign. I mean, we're wicking below, but we're closing above, so we're continuing to hold here. The other one is this downtrend line through our big channel here. By the way, our channel is still holding too. Isn't that crazy? It's been a very long time, 2 months. um, but this downtrend white line here, we're fighting through that now. I love to see us push through, push through, push through. I've said it a lot of times. I would much rather be consolidating under resistance than, on top of support. So I love to see us continuing to push through this white line here instead of just moseying on up this yellow line here. There's a big difference there. Um, the most important level right now for HBAR is 28 cents. Um, I mean, it is extremely significant. It's this red line. I put it here and I made it a little fatter so you can see it better. And remember, this is the daily chart. So these are, a bit longer time frames, obviously. But look at the amount of interactions we have with 28 cents on HBAR. Resistance, resistance, resistance. And then we blow through it, right? And have that first blow off top. But look where we checked. Right down to it. Right at 28. Perfect support line, perfect recheck. We came back up to the top of our channel. And look where we checked again. Right at 28. These levels up, these numbers up here, They're cool to use because you can slide through the candles and get exact information. So the O is for the open, like where the candle opened. Um, the high, the H is for the high, so how high it wicked. The L is for the low, how low it wicked. And the C is for the close, where the body actually closed. And just, I mean, so here's our red candle here, where we came back down to 28. And look, I'm on it now, and look up at those numbers. Look at the low. It's literally to the thousandth of a penny. Like it wicked to 28 cents exactly. And that's pretty crazy. So then we come back up and look, support, 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 and then we fell through. Resistance a couple times, resistance, and then we got back above. But then look at support, 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 and then support, and then we fell back through it, and now resistance, resistance. We blew back through it, and then support, 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 support again, and then the big Bitcoin dump, and now it's been resistance, resistance, resistance. So 28 cents, I feel, is man, an extremely significant number. It's this number. I have it at 28.05. You can also like double click on your lines here and go to coordinates, and then you can change that to 28 cents exactly. Push OK, and then it'll move it. See, now it says 28. Now my line's exactly on 28 cents. So I'm watching 28 more than anything for HBAR. I would love to see it bust through that and then recheck it as a support level. I like the RSI right now. It created this kind of double bottom here after this Bitcoin dump. You know, it doesn't look as bad, but it still was, you know, from 35 down to 22. That's a big drop off here. It just took longer than this one, but it was close to the same amount. It created this double bottom when it did it, and you know, we got this big impulse move up on this candle off that double bottom move, which really saved us on this Bitcoin dump. Had we not had this candle and we were sitting down here and this Bitcoin dump happened, whew, you know, could have got scary here. But this impulse move up saved us there. And then I'm just seeing it here again. You know, there's kind of a double bottom here forming on the RSI, and it's fighting through here, this yellow line, and 28 cents, obviously. So, you know, maybe this squiggly line that I drew here ends up playing out, and we see which way it goes. But again, 28 cents, huge for HBAR, as well as, you know, our bottom support, main support line here on the daily. We want that to hold. It can wick below, but we want to close above. So remember, as the days go by, this yellow line gets higher and higher, and at some point something's going to give here. So we have this trend line, obviously, and this squiggly line. So at some point something's going to give there. If we break above, then maybe we are in this channel for a while before we can break 28. You know, I don't know. If we break below, then we reassess, you know, and look at our levels. Obviously, a ton of this has to do with Bitcoin. Let me just look at it real quick. There is a bit of a a bit of a bearish pennant here kind of forming. You might have seen this around Twitter floating around. I don't know, you know, pennants could break either way. They're kind of like a 50-50 kind of thing, maybe 60-40. So we're in a bearish pattern here, so probably a little bit higher of a chance that it breaks down instead of breaking up. But we did have this big oversold position on the daily, which I was asking for, and we did get that bump back, and we are looking to create this bullish divergence here, which is it's close. I mean, it's getting there. We're starting to see it a bit, but it's going to take some volume. You know, Bitcoin's a big ship, you know, and it took a lot of momentum to get that thing to stop and come down. And it's going to take a lot of momentum to get the thing to stop and go back up. And unfortunately, it's going to affect your alts. We might get some pumps and dumps throughout, you know, every once in a while. But you got to understand, in times like this, there's a lot of trading going on. Not so much just holding and watching the price go up, if that makes sense. I don't short and long this market. I play that in the stocks a bit with option plays, but this was the easiest short you could have ever done in your life on Bitcoin. After we dropped here and we got this candle going back up, there's so many people that shorted this 42K area. It's not even funny. I mean, it would have been the easiest money you ever got, and of course it did. It's such a significant level. I had no doubt it was not going to break on its first try. So that would be an easy place to short. But what that does is it causes it to go back down and up, and it causes all this up and down and up and down, all this volatility, which traders love, because they can long the bottoms and short the tops, and they kind of know where it's going to be in times like this. So what we want this to do is actually break one way or the other so that people know what's going on. Like right now, no one knows. Please believe me, nobody knows what's going to happen here in the next few days. Like this thing may drop to 20 grand, it may pump back up, and we go back up into the 50s. Who knows? One way or the other, when it happens, I think it's going to be a pretty significant move. It may not even happen after this bull pennant here. You know, it might just come back down and check this level again and kind of double bottom this thing or something. I just say all that because it affects the alts. And significant levels to watch for Bitcoin is this 200 MA, which we were able to get above, but not hold it. We went back below, so now it's still resistance. And then the 42K area obviously is huge for Bitcoin. Would love to see us go up and retest that again. You know, I want to be slamming this thing under this resistance, not hanging out down here. So that's all I got for you. HBAR is, you know, it's doing what it's doing, and it's doing an okay job. In my opinion, it's holding these support lines and it's attacking these resistance lines, which is what we want to see. Unfortunately, we're at the mercy of Bitcoin on top of all this. So hang in there and do your own work. Start drawing on charts. Make your own plan. I know this is not as fun as when everything is green and going up, but red candles lead to green candles eventually. So hang in there, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace out.